Yo, man, this is the last time I'm making a documentary after this. I'm not even driving. I'm in social recovery. I walked all the way to Walgreens near Kings Plaza from the junction, trying to get just trying to get some rubbing alcohol for myself because I usually rub rubbing alcohol to clean my feet. When I go in the crib, because of people sabotage my sneakers and stuff like that. So every time I go in the crib, I gotta use I usually use like a certain percentage, over 50% rubbing alcohol to clean my feet, but I couldn't do that. But I'm going to say this, all the individuals of social dignity that went and reconditioned and claimed to be the Rothschilds, claimed to be the Rockefellers and all type of funny situations, all those reconditions and other people born in time are just people that just bothering elders for information and just didn't care. So they're the ones that cause certain other things, because I noticed they've been driving, following me for no reason, certain individuals, and they're just complicating situations. Most likely they're trying to beat me to my destination before I get there, where police is gonna have to stop them before that situation happens. But I'm gonna just make one more documentary about something, since everybody wants to listen to me. Let me go get comfortable for a second, just to go make this documentary. I don't really, people want to see. I noticed that the social economics is like seeing me, because there's like the doctor and stuff, they like looking at an individual to pinpoint. So most likely these people learn predicate and predatorial type of physics, and then just moving animalistic and stuff. So most likely it don't make no sense for individuals to have a coronavirus or a certain type of viruses and you have animals in your house and stuff. That don't make no sense. So as I was saying though, you know what I'm saying? So you have individuals a certain type of way already trying to follow individuals and do funny things. So I'm going to just say this. Yo, to the 10 astrological jewel empresses and other individuals of dark matter, just of value, and of jewels also, certain individuals of dark matter, I'm going to just say this. This is something you should really think about, and especially the Mings. I'm going to say just like this. This is not Africa. This is the eastern part of America. Now, if individuals was in Western China or Eastern China, and then, I'm not saying nothing, but if individuals were Eastern or Western China, I'm going to say just like this. My wife, when I was in Atlantis, I stopped individuals because they wasn't ready for that social habitation, because they were going into dark consciousness, and I didn't want to over-pressurize a jewel of enlightenment for dark consciousness at certain times because of the education they were getting. So I stopped Atlantis, I flooded it, and then I covered Atlantis and stuff, right? Of course, me kept it clean. Certain situations, I kept pressurized a certain type of way because it concealed a certain value. But I'm going to say just like this. I'm in Kings County, Brooklyn right now, right? Now, me being in Kings County, Brooklyn, I'm going to say just like this to other individuals, like the Mings and other individuals. If individuals in Africa went after your jewel mine, then they manipulated Egyptians just to give up certain jewels and stuff before, when they weren't supposed to. Egyptians were supposed to stop letting people go into their sacredcy, trying to find out the reasons of enlightenment, because, me being social recovering, individuals didn't want individuals to know certain things, right? So I'm going to just be real, right? If you have individuals in East of America, just like if we were in Western or Eastern China, I'm going to just say just like this. What do you think about individuals of certain dark matter being in Kings County, Brooklyn, deteriorating the reasons of consciousness when it comes to the crown? Now, the Triple Crown Empresses, I can understand certain things happening to them at a time. The Empress want to put her away, especially Lovely. So I can understand what she's doing certain things at a time being, because Lovely and them violated and messed up everybody's love and caused everybody to have certain type of emotions when they're supposed to have love emotions when it comes to me and the reason of the social equality of even of elegance and other higher class, middle class, and certain lower class. But I'm gonna say just like this now, right? Now, if we're in Kings County, Brooklyn, it's called Kings because it shows you it's dealing with the crown, we're dealing with one's high acknowledgement of one's social habitation. Now, if we're in Kings County, Brooklyn, and you have people of dark matter, certain type of dark matter deteriorating on numerous sequences of physics and even of social comfort at a time, and deteriorating the interior and the outside of to social equality and causing foundations to be cracked. And then, like I told you on my YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying, it's March 17, 2020. What do you think is going to cause sickness, illnesses, bacteria, viruses, or infections? Now, I'm a man of refinement, a man of enrichment, and a natural refiner, and also a reflector. So I'm going to just be real. Certain individuals of dark matter and individuals that doesn't care and of that consider and goes into certain physics of darker matter, depending on the type of physics, if they already if individuals is burying the crown and causing deterioration to a high element of equality, what do you think is going to happen to individuals of the physical reality, human condition? And we're in the year of the element, dealing with natural conduct that deals with natural current in the vibration and vibrations in elements and into the one's anatomy of matter. So people should have thought about that. And then on top of it, when you have these funny chicks doing funny things and causing certain type of a pressurization, like look, like I'm not gonna waste my time showing you. When you have funny chicks doing funny things, causing certain pressurization at times, and they're already deteriorating and broke foundation, or cause individuals to break their foundation, and then they try to move around to other numeral sequences, like they were spreading situations. Like, you ever watch a martial art movie and then you see an individual have black or vein going all up in this situation, and then he tries to humble it and all that. What do you think is happening even in the physical reality and matter when you have individuals of certain type of dark matter, not the individuals of jewel quality or dark matter itself that deals with the natural depth of the current? I'm talking about certain type of dark matter that deteriorates. Let me say, even a ninja, certain ninjas it's sacred for certain Asian people and other people required to learn certain type of ninja element when it comes to natural foundation and stuff. But when you have individuals that is, certain things is good to be fruitful, but certain things, there's a time and a place for everything when it comes to certain equality of physics. Now, when you have other individuals certain individuals that learn certain elements and they cause deterioration in a numeral sequence, especially of the year where you can see, and remember, I was next to Christ even during the time of his crucifixion. So a person got to think about the type of situation. So, and on top of it, I'm the real Isaac. So another person doesn't know social habitation or what's really going on a certain type of way through the paradigm and in physics. And then on top of it, you have individuals of ancient Kemen that even had situations even with a quantum calendar before, because their education, they were being ignorant with their education. This is when they tried to entrap Adam because they wanted to know rest of Adam's family members, and they were mad and they just didn't understand what was really going on, because the Empress didn't want to teach them to certain higher points of her existence, because she didn't want her foundation trying to cause her end or a death and dishonoring her or disrespecting her of the physical reality. So she kept the education to a certain high, but it was a minute point, so they wouldn't disrespect even their other empresses and other inner points of enlightenment, other points of enlightenment when it came to their social education. Because a person says, once you pass your point of enlightenment and then you try to go higher, and you wasn't meant to, other people wasn't meant to go higher, and then they try to pass their form of education or the reason of their education, that's when controversy happens in the human condition, and a person it's just like an inner point of enlightenment. You got to work out the situation when it comes to your nervous system and of your human condition of your body. So when you have people that's trying to gather all type of information and hear certain type of things, even in the paradigm of time, it causes certain type of controversy. But when you have people of dark matter in a crown, it's just like the people that violated the Ming's jewels and then buried the Ming's jewels and almost caused the end of the Ming's, and they ended up fighting for their life every day because certain anatomy and conduct vibrates even a longer time than others. And then I'm going to be real, I'm the head of all social star charts. So a person doing certain things to me, even especially around conduct in the year of the element, I'm supposed to be a person and wealthy and enriched, especially in the year of the element, for individuals to get to the future. But once you try to deteriorate, if a person tried, which they should be stopped from ever trying to deteriorate me or trying to surpass me, even in comfortability of social equality, that's when you have situations on your hand where you have to cause martial law and all type of situations, because now you have individuals that doesn't have consideration when it comes to even the natural order or vibrational current or the reason of one's creation or humane condition of existence, and then next causes complications throughout other anatomies and causes sicknesses through time. So if a person, if we're in Kings County, it's forms of representation. A person don't got to get into the depth of the reason why or the high intensity of the reason why. But if you have people trying to deteriorate a certain type of people of dark matter that deteriorates the reason of equality, then you got a real situation on your hand. And we're in the year of the element. This is 2020. This is the year you're supposed to see, and this is like why you have glasses. Now, I spoke about all these things on Sandisk Chip, Raffling JR, White as Gold, Raffling JR, Majesty Chi, Majiesty, White as Gold, Raffling JR, Majesty Chi, White as Gold, and then this YouTube, 10 Jewels of Life, Ra's Light. Now, because I'm the real Ra and the real Osiris. But I'm going to be real, when you have individuals deteriorating the crown and trying to get a form of social... Because you got to think about what happened with Haiti, because Mushu had to understand that Haiti wasn't their land. They were just being educated there at a point in time for certain times of the empresses, and then certain families were left of certain type of equality just in case the empress of a manifestation, even in physics, or the physical reality at times in the paradigm going towards the future, and then just like the years that we're in now, and then they messed that up because they wanted to deteriorate and they didn't understand the reason why social equality. And then at the time when I was desaline, I had to deal with certain situations a certain type of way. And then the Duvalier situation, because individuals just wanted my power, they wanted my land, and other people from other social habitations lost their planet was fucked up. Then they wanted to come to the social habitation over there, and they were causing situations, conflict within Japan and China that caused even Genghis Khan and them, my children and them, to even go even after China a certain type of way, because the pressure of what was causing, and then caused my wife to almost to be suicidal in a paradigm. And I was doctoring her and showing individuals the education, and I handled the situation. But when you have individuals trying to do it again, even in equality, is even worse, because if you have a person even in elements, just like a dual person going to their social habitation and then you having people being suicidal, you got to think about what happened even with the Japanese empresses trying to recover in a paradigm, and a person trying to keep them at bay. Even if certain things happen, my wives risked their lives just to control their emotions, because they seen the emotions of their conduct when they were learning the education was too much of their mental, and they calmed their physical down a certain type of way. Now, by them doing that, it was very honorable, and it made me feel like I know why I was conquering, continuing, and trying to continue life a certain type of way. But I'm not going to do it for people that knew the difference, came out in the manifestation, like Dontar, Freda, the lovely, and them that did that, the inner celestial points of the earth that disrespected the reason of the Triple Crown, and the other empresses of the Dontar, of the Triple Crown, and other higher empresses, that because they all have a similar look at us, because when the real empress manifests, she never want nobody to know the difference, even down to my children, because it was a legacy and lineage of purity, even of a bloodline. But when you have individuals trying to deteriorate the reason of the crown and the element, then a person got to think, You got to think about all type of situations that happens a certain type of way because the ignorance of other people, they're trying to cause certain other things in a paradigm of time that was trying to cause the inconsideration of the reason of the crown. This is why I said to the Mings. Now, what do you think is happening if individuals did that to you in Africa? What do you think is happening and in the spread of this conduct in the physical reality with individuals of dark matter? It's good for nourishment. When you have certain type of dark matter, certain things are good for nourishment. But when you have people trying to take advantage of the physical equality, and then on top of it, they're not understanding the reason of one's social habitation of conduct. This is not Africa. This is why even the African empress gets mad. And there's times I even have dreams where she shows me, like my wife showed me the other day, she showed me she wanted to put hands on individuals, that I was gonna have to stop individuals because she wanted to, she put, yo, listen, my wife sent me, I had a dream about my wife. And then she was like, yo, she wanted to cover my hand. I looked at her, I said, are you crazy? This is the same thing where Artemis almost did that situation to me before, and then she was beyond sorry. She didn't know what to do anymore because she almost lost her life. I had to conquer the reality for her to even be able to live, Artemis. And now she would never do that to me. And then to show me in a dream that she showed me, like there were certain individuals that was out in the physical reality. They must have broke some type of, repairing anatomy is easy because the ancient teachings I used to show, even back in Egypt and certain things, is repairing anatomy to get together one physical. But you had people that had a certain type of mentality of conduct, and once they get into a car, once they get into certain type of elements, that conduct continues, and they never did a correction a certain type of way. It was me, the parent, and other individuals that had to correct the situation. The individuals had to be put away and they have to be, if they were ever out, they had to be isolated and educated a certain type of way how to move and what not to do. But they were so skilled that even if you educate them, if they get ignorant, it would have been such a traumatic experience because they would easily, they never balanced out their physical reality. Their ignorance was stuck a certain type of way. Some of them knew and was confident and even risked their life with other individuals to be placed a certain type of way for another individual, for they could be watchful over the situation just in case something happened where they could even try to correct it themselves. Some of them had certain considerations. Some of them at certain times this had to be put away because the way they were mentorship, the social congregation that almost turned into a population that had to be isolated at a certain time because we were dealing with vital, sensitive times at the time. Now, what do you think is happening even in certain conduct when you have other individuals of darker matter that's comfortable in a certain current reality? Because we do have gardens and houses, and then on top of it, they try to surpass the reason of their social habitat. That means they're going to cause situations like that happen even in Japan or China, a flood or some type of debris where certain things are mixed up, and then it causes social habitation not to be comfortable. It causes certain social habitation not to be comfortable even at the time of certain situations. But when you have ignorant people, when you have ignorant people that know they did wrong, and then on top of it, then they continue. This is why I tried to warn certain individuals of even the brown diamond, and it was a rare diamond of equality. I tried to warn individuals of certain things, but they didn't understand. So I had to say to the Mings, like, what do you think is happening to your crown? Or even other people of crown, of social habitation at a time, when you're seeing people deteriorate in the social habitation and not respecting the reason of honor and order, and then on top of it, trying to turn one's love against one's reason of consciousness, that causes unconsideration and then causes more deterioration because another person is not in order when it comes to natural refinement. And then they want to know somebody's business to what's going on because individuals because the depth of reality is serious. Individuals already wanted to know certain things of depth, and it was only meant for the empresses. And then when you have individuals with their pitchfork in their pants and then going into circumference of the overcovering their reason of their atmosphere, of their conduct, of their intellect, it could cause a serious situation because another chick's ignorance of certain things could even carry to another man's physical because it's overwhelming his vibrational current, and then every day's a struggle, even when it comes to the social comfort of one's comfortability of one's physical humane condition of habitation. So a person got to think about all these type of things. So if you have individuals that is wants to deteriorate and causing all type of other debris when other people need refinement, what do you think is gonna happen? It's just like, I'm not gonna deal with no slime chick that just looks slimy and then greasy and then ignorant with some physical reality, try to act. No, because I'm not going through, how could you say this, counseling or therapy with individuals when I'm in social recovery myself. A person should have had self-control. So a person got to think about certain things. It's just like individuals of the hospital, even of the psychiatric facility, when they were trying to manipulate the physics that caused the deterioration in social economics. Now, when I was trying to warn them what was going on with my physical, and the next, they just wanted to be inconsiderate because they were never supposed to use me in any type of way to make my life uncomfortable. It was to make my life comfortable in all type of ways, but the ignorance caused these type of situations to happen in social economics now. So what do you think about situations when you have individuals of certain type of dark matter that is just following certain physics of uncontrolled emotions of other individuals of higher points of enlightenment through the conduct even of their social star chart to their own human condition, and other individuals that's passing in natural elements, vibrating the physical reality, or even at times, even when it comes to anatomy and natural current, and even conduct to the vibrations of one's pitching reality of one's intense matter. Now, you got to think about how serious the situation is. If a person doesn't consider the type of situation, how serious it is, then a person's an imbecile or beyond stupid, or they're just putting you for a fool because another person being spiteful because they just want to be a certain type of way, and nothing's gonna change their type of reality, because if they're already being, they're not gonna show you that they're inconsiderate and spiteful, and then they want no more. You fucking stupid. It'll be the end of the world. You guys see the type of mentality that certain other individuals already had. So you got to think about certain things. So all I'm gonna say, man, to the Mings, if you had individuals in Africa that after a while humbled themselves because you had certain generations that was precise even to the legacy, lineage, or bloodline, that humbled their reality for they could be able to survive to a future. When I made the children myself, because it came from the precise creation, what do you think is going to happen when you have other people, because their ignorance of their consciousness already, when certain men wanted to be with my wife, that caused her misbehavior or disorderly conduct, and then on top of it they condition something that causes inconsideration or causes danger or endangerment to other individuals, to other individuals of social equality, because the fact is they just wanted to be known or to look upon as being special, and then they try to be deceitful and conniving, and then on top of it causes deterioration with their physical habitation, of their conduct, of the neuroactivity of their brain, of what they conditioned, and on top of it the atmosphere, even the earth, the girl that they slept with at the time, conditioned with the foul type of mentality, even giving an open for it can happen, and then not thinking about the reason of safety or regard or the reason of order and honor and dignity. So you have to think about all these things, because this is beyond serious. So all I'm gonna say, you need to really consider one's reality of the things I'm saying. So have a wonderful night, certain individuals. Don't feel I was coming upon you. Just think about what I was saying is just so real that you even have to check. Certain individuals have to check and judge themselves for what's really going on, and to see how responsible an individual could be and considerate instead of ignorant. That's all I'm going to say. Have a wonderful night, loved one.